Hey, welcome back everyone. Hope you guys are doing well. We're having another nice day in the Grayscale funds for LTC and a BCHG, definitely. Do not get used to this though, because we're obviously going to have pullbacks, but at least it does give us all like a preview of what's to come, and it's really exciting. So I'm sure everybody's happy about that kind of stuff. I wanted to talk in this video about if you make enough money and you plan on charitable giving, a method to basically ensure that you do not run out of money, because that would be the most stupid thing to do once you've achieved a certain level of wealth, whatever that is. Some things that you can do to make sure that you never actually deplete your store of cash or whatever equity it is in. So it might not be in a cash position, and it probably shouldn't be actually. So hear me out. So I've been donating for a long time. I think since my 20s. With my first business, when I was just barely breaking even, I would allocate a small percentage of the profits to different nonprofits and charities that I thought were worthy. And as my business grew, I continued to do that, obviously with more money in terms of donations, each year. So with the Greyscale profits, I'm planning on taking a good portion of those and donating a lot of money to very good causes that I feel strongly about, that help people not only in the US but elsewhere in the world. Like Africa especially is a place that for whatever reason is near and dear to my heart, and I want to help the people of Africa. So it's like I want to donate as much as I can to good organizations that do really good work there. So this is what I'm gonna do, and this is a method you can do. If you want to donate, it doesn't matter what amount of money you've got that you want to allocate towards donating to good causes. It's independent of that. But what you can do is something like this. So I'm going to, my after-tax profits, I'm going to allocate a certain percentage of that to put into high-yield dividend ETFs, like FEPI, probably some others as well, to get kind of a good mix of high-yield dividend ETFs. And what I'm then going to do is use the distributions or dividends from those ETFs and use that as the money that I donate. And this ensures that I never run out of capital to be able to give money away. Like I'm not, like the money that I allocate towards high yield dividend ETFs is like, it's like the money that feeds the machine, right? I've talked about this like months ago when I was doing talks on dividend ETFs. It's like, you want your money machines to create money babies, right? Those are the dividends, the distributions that you get. And so, if instead of just writing a check, for example, out of your brokerage account or wherever, your checking account, to give to a nonprofit, if instead you put that money into a high yield dividend ETF, what you do is you have the ability then is for that high yield dividend ETF to just basically in perpetuity forever, as long as it doesn't go under, to generate cash. And it's the cash that it generates that you can give away. Now, I look at it and I go, okay, well, it's like I can use, for example, I can use FEPI, FEPI by Berkshires, has a 25% yield. That's pretty good. Some of the yield max ETFs had a higher, dividend payout, a higher distribution rate. And so I might go into some of those as well, knowing that there might be capital erosion there, but as long as I think it's not going to be too bad, and I'll be watching it, it would allow me to generate more cash for the purpose of donating. And it's like if the NAV does start to erode too much, I just get out of there and I can roll it into something else. But at the end of the day, it's not as big of a hit because it's not something I was relying on to live off of, right? To live off of. So it was just something that I had allocated for charitable contributions. So it's a method that you guys can use if you want to do something like this, no matter what level of wealth you achieve, whether it's $100,000 or $1 million or whatever. In this bull run, you could do something like that. You could also use this methodology to, like, when you give, if you want to give money, for example, to family, maybe your parents or siblings or whatever, to help them out. Like you could just put money into high yield dividend ETFs, and the cash distributions the dividends that come out of those, you could use that to actually give away. That way you're not actually diminishing your capital. And that's it. It's like what's very important once you've achieved a certain level of wealth is capital preservation. You want to preserve that capital. You don't want it to just, you worked hard for it, you invested wisely for it, you don't want to lose it. Because it's challenging to get back. Not impossible, but it's challenging, and you don't want to have to do that. So if you can, that's a method of doing it. Something to think about. Roll some of your, and you could actually use this methodology again for not just charitable giving, not just giving gifts to your family, but for paying for your living expenses, right? Like I've talked about this before, where it's like, have the distributions, dividends, actually just pay for your mortgage or your car loan or what, that kind of stuff. It's a method that actually, it's probably technically smarter financially to do that instead of just paying off your mortgage. Although I like to be debt free, and so I don't like having that stuff. But it all depends on the amount of money you have after this bull run. That's going to determine what you can do. But this is a method, like specifically I was talking about, if you want to donate money, and it can be used for charitable organizations or giving money to family. It's just to put a certain amount of capital into high yield dividend ETFs and use the distributions to actually give gifts or make charitable contributions. One thing to note that you'll have to keep in mind, depending on how much you are donating, is the IRS only allows you to write off 60%, I think, of charitable donations, 60% of your adjusted gross income in charitable donations. So keep that in mind. That might hit some people, like especially if you get after the next bull run, probably, especially like if you're making a ton of cash and you want to give a lot away, that might apply to you. So just keep that in mind. I think that's pretty much it. We are really lucky, as I've said multiple times, to have these Greyscale trusts, man. They're just awesome performers. And, it's like you can, whatever goals you have in life, you can achieve them, but by investing, and you have invested. Most everybody watching my videos, you already have invested. A lot of people are still adding to our positions, but you can do a lot of really good things in life for yourself, your family, and for other people. And I would say this, it's okay to give money, give contributions at any income level, any level of wealth, but really, you really want to focus first on securing the hatches, like battening everything down, securing your shit for yourself first, then for your family, and then for the world. Okay, so make sure that you're in a good position first. Even if you want to do really good things for the world, don't be a martyr. Do not be a martyr. You are not put on this earth to be a freaking martyr. Do not give all your money away. Maybe before you die, sure, that's fine, but not now. I would not recommend that. Instead, live within your means and be a smart money manager, and do not give your capital away. Let your capital produce money to give away. Okay, so do that. So just, as none of this is financial advice as always, but just something to think about, and some things that if you do this, you basically will be pretty well assured that you're not going to run out of money in your lifetime. And obviously, like I said, always focus on yourself first. There's a reason why when you are on an airplane, they tell you that if the oxygen masks come down, put yours on first and then help somebody else. It's because if you don't put it on, you're going to pass out. You're going to be incapacitated. You are not going to be able to help other people. So you first have to secure your own shit, make sure you're okay, and then you can help the broader world. All right, so you're no good to anybody if you're not in a good financial situation. You're a much better gift to the world if you and your family are secure, if you're good. Like if you have what you need, if you have what you like, if you have what you want, then you can start going full bore on donating heavily if that's what you want to do. And you don't have to want to do that. You don't have to, but a lot of people do. They have that desire to make the world around them better, And I think we all struggle with, how to do that and all that kind of stuff. And we would like to snap our fingers and just have the world be a better place overnight. And that's not reality. This is not like a movie. It doesn't happen that way. But just some things to keep in mind. Do not give away your capital would be my suggestion. Instead, for most cases, in some cases, yeah, it's okay. But don't give away a lot of it. Put most of your capital that you want to donate into high yield dividend ETFs, I would suggest. And use the distributions to actually pay for or cover your charitable contributions. All right, that's it for this video. Hope you guys are doing well. Just something to think about. And I'll see you guys in the next video. You guys take care.